I'm not really being very fortunate today in terms of like places that I'm finding to just have a chance to. Places that I'm finding when I want to talk about something. Like I just, I want a little bit. I'm not really getting any privacy, but at least it's not like in the mall. Like I've been in the Prudential Center for a while. They're gonna close like in another hour, which is when I'll leave. It seems like the less time that I spend at the crisis unit seems to be, the less time I spend at the crisis unit seems to be, the right way to try to deal with that situation, since it's just so awful there. What I was thinking was, I guess I really shouldn't ignore, the fact that I didn't know this. I just found this out. I just walked into Barnes & Noble and realized that a former president of the United States has written a book called 41 about his father, right? Yeah. So I think I shouldn't ignore that. That's important. So first of all, thank you. That's very nice. Although I'll say this too. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. Everyone knows I'm a Democrat. All the people who have been around since the beginning know I'm a Democrat, and they know that my criticisms of President Obama are not based on the fact that I'm Republican, because I'm not Republican. I'm a Democrat. I've always been one. So I think the fact that I am a Democrat who criticizes a Democratic president is not a politically neutral fact. Okay, there's that. But other than that, I don't even really know what to say. It's really a big deal, right? So there's that. I do not plan to be president. I don't. It's funny. I was just thinking about that this morning. I was just thinking about it. A few other people have mentioned it. I just have no interest really in being president. I really don't. And, my plan for my future is to be kind of like my dad. If I live and do not get arrested, I figure I'm going to be, a cantankerous lawyer. I'm sure there will always be something going on in the world that will have me jumping up and down and screaming about how wrong it is. And that's kind of just how I figure I'm going to spend the rest of my life. Or at least the next, probably the rest of my life, even when, once I'm through law school and have practiced for 2 decades and then have retired. Yeah, so, it's funny because my dad is, he worked in affordable housing for a long time. He did, sort of just legal work for affordable housing agencies. And he got, I got my style from somewhere, right? And so he even got a plaque one year that they called him, the plaque said, to my dad and his name, and then a friend of affordable housing, except that they left the F, they left the R, as if they had made a spelling error. So actually so it actually said fiend with the R above the word fiend. So he was actually, they were affectionately calling him a fiend of affordable housing. It's just kind of how it is. My family is just basically just a family of people. Sorry, this is a very busy around here. My family is they're just the kind of people who, when they think something is happening that should not be happening, they really do not tend to keep quiet about it. They really do not tend to keep quiet about it at all, or to temper their expressions of their opinions of the people who are making whatever it is happen. It's just one of those things. So, yeah, and I suppose the other thing that I was thinking about, it's so funny that I was just thinking about that whole question this morning. The other thing I was thinking about was the first time that I was in the hospital at, not quite 18, sort of my parents were asking, what is she going to be able to do after this? And what they were told was, from somebody. I don't know really who gave this opinion. It may have been, you know, friends of theirs, I don't know, who had more faith in me than the system had. But whoever it was said, alright, sorry, there's a train going by. Whoever it was said, she'll probably be able to do anything she wants to do, she probably just can't be president. It's probably the only thing she can't do is just be president. And I remember thinking at the time, yeah, you know what? What that means is that I'm a second-class citizen from now on and for the rest of my life. I understood what it actually meant for them to say that, for them to like, and not that I had ever had any sort of like ambition to be president or at all. Although weirdly, at one time, I think it was maybe my senior year in high school, the thought just kind of crossed my mind. I was like, I wonder if I could be president. And it was a very strange feeling. It was not the result of any sort of ambitious thinking at all. It was just kind of there. And then I sort of forgot about it. Like I didn't forget, somehow I had not forgotten just those few seconds of sort of all of a sudden thinking, I wonder if I could be president. And it wasn't even like, it wasn't even like a question. I mean, it wasn't like, oh gosh, I wonder if I could be a model, or I wonder if I could be a writer. It was just kind of this feeling all of a sudden. But the truth, this doesn't mean anything really. You know, people have all sorts of feelings about what their lives are going to be like, and certainly my life is nothing like what I would have liked to be. I'm really just not in it. Being president, I don't want to work that hard. You know, I don't want to have that much responsibility. I don't want to have to be the one who's ultimately responsible for the whole country at the end of the day. I am, you know, I am all right on the sidelines. You know, I want more freedom than that. I think maybe that's more the answer for me. I want to have more freedom. Then I don't want to live my life like that. But thank you. I appreciate it. Did not expect it at all.